Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are and whichever suits fine. This is Jammy from ouchmytoe.com, and this is the start of a stand-up comedy series, an attempt like many others before, and hopefully this would last longer than the earlier attempts, to provide you with some standard comedy clips. So today, I was thinking maybe we should talk about corporate life. I've spent 12 fucking years in corporates, and let me tell you, that's long, real long. And now, suddenly, I thought it would be criminal. It should be really criminal if I did not impart the knowledge that I have about corporate life to all those people who are inside and outside of corporates. The funny thing about corporates, people inside are yearning to get out and people outside are yearning to get in. That's funny, right? It's almost like marriage. So anyway, let's start with my first job. Very important. First job, very important. Especially for me, because I was from a middle class family. And, one thing is very cute about the middle class families. Lots of feeling, right? So I get my first offer letter from Indian Express, and suddenly I'm calling up my mom. Mom, I got a job. I'm getting you a sari this 31st of this month. What color would you want it to be? And she's like, burgundy. And I'm like, burgundy? What color is that? Never heard of it. Heard of brandy. But anyway, bought a sari for my mom, bought a trouser for my father. The whole family is happy that the boy's become a man. But yeah, first job can't be forgotten. So my first job was actually with a juice company. I wouldn't name the juice company, but it was with the juice company. And in 2 days they said, boss, Mr. Jamshed, sorry, you're not able to concentrate. I said, what? They said, you're not able to concentrate. Wow. I had to leave the organization. My second company was a shoe company, Bata, the shoe company. Within a week they said, Mr. Jamshed, sorry, you're not able to fit in. I said, boss, your company makes shoes. Your company isn't a shoe that I don't fit in. They wouldn't take that. My third company was General Electric. Huge company, lots of employees, global presence. Amazing, amazing. But true to its name, its work culture was shocking. They expected me to work. So after all this, I joined Indian Express. That was truly my first company. I stayed there for 1.5 years, and it was a great, great learning experience. But I started out on a wrong note. I wanted to change the world when I first joined. Let me tell you guys, it is a job of your CEO to expect you to change the world. It is not your job to expect you to change the world. No. That's not what you're here for, right? So, just chill, relax. All these corporates follow a pattern. The cafeteria is here, the washrooms are here, the HR sits here, the finance guys sit here. So there's a pattern. Try and identify this pattern. It makes your life easier. It makes your job easier because you will be moving on to lots of corporates. And it is a pattern. Just chill, relax. Find out where everybody sits. Find out what how many holidays do you have per year. Find out what your travel claims can be. Find out where the pretty girls are sitting. Find out if the receptionist is pretty and you can get to know her better. Find out how much the guy sitting next to you is getting. That's very important. Helps you get a perspective. Am I being paid well? Not paid well? Yeah, okay. So do all of that. Gentlemen and ladies, and let me also tell you that it is in your first job that you'd realize that one doesn't need to be a woodcutter. One doesn't need to be a woodcutter to get the axe at your first job. You would know that, yeah? So, now that we have gone through what you have to do in your first job, let me tell you that within 1 week in your first job, you'll be exposed to a new concept. A concept called meetings. Meetings are very funny, If you actually Google meeting, say, just type in Google and then into the box, type in define meetings. Google defines it as meetings are nothing but alternatives to work. No, I'm just kidding. You won't get that. Google doesn't define it like that. But yes, we define meetings as alternatives to work. It's a corporate concept. You don't get it till you are in. But let me tell you, whenever your boss feels lonely, whenever he is having trouble finding work to do, whenever he does not want to make a decision, whenever he's feeling this cuddly and wants to talk to that girl in your team, whenever he wants to feel important, lots of us, there are times when we are low on self-esteem. Your boss could also be like that sometimes. So whenever he wants to feel important, or whenever he wants to give the appearance of work, appearance of progress to his boss, he would call in for meetings. And you would be in those meetings. Don't commit the mistake that I did. In my first job, first meeting, I spoke against my boss. Wrong thing to do. Stay clear, stay away. I was honest, I just questioned him. He had 25 years of work experience, very senior guy in the industry. He banned me from meetings. And let me tell you, a man who cannot attend meetings is like, or a woman for example, that also holds true. A man or a woman who cannot attend meetings in a corporate is like a rattlesnake on a desert floor. Reminds you of Sidhu, I know, but yes, that's what it is. And there are eagles hovering around. Eagles, beware. And these eagles are the hard-working types. There are about 10 to 12% of, in every corporate, 10 to 12% of the people who really work hard, who think if they work hard, the corporates would grow. Well, I wouldn't question that, but yes, they are looking for people who are available. Be careful. So, now is the time. You need to start looking busy. You need to start looking busy as if you have lots to do. Thankfully, a brilliant idea struck me. I prepared a schedule for myself. I said, here's what I'm going to do. 10:30 every day in the morning, I would carry sheets of paper with me, a pen, and a diary as well in my hands, and I will walk to the CEO's cabin and I would peep in like this and nod my head and think for some time, look at my sheets of paper, and then walk back to my desk and start banging on the keyboard. At about 11:30, I would again walk to my CTO's cabin, look inside, scratch my head, and look at my sheets of paper, and then go back to my desk and start banging on the keyboard. Right? And at about 4 p.m. every day, I would go to the coffee machine. That's the time when the coffee machines are really crowded. And I would ensure that 3 or 4 people overhear what I'm saying. And then I would shout out. I would say, oh shucks, man, completely forgot to send that email to the CEO. Guys, just excuse me. And I would go off without taking the coffee. And let me assure you that within 15 days, I was a stud in the organization. I was that guy who was on a special assignment. I was that guy who had direct access to the top management. I was that dude who was important. Right? Obviously, I did not share with anybody the incident where the CEO called me one day and said, Jamshid, tell me something. Every day at 10:30, why do you stand outside my cabin and peek in? I had no explanation for that, but obviously I'm alive, so, So, I was that guy who had direct access, right? I was that guy who was on a special assignment. Now this is supposed to have an effect on my colleagues. Rumors started. People started talking good things about me. People said I am Ahmedabad, I am Bangalore. People started debating. This was the pre-LinkedIn era, remember? So here I was, being made a god, being made a leader without me knowing. And the problem is that when you become a leader, you need to start delivering. You know what happens? We all pray, right? We all, kneel down in front of God. We all say, God, please answer my prayers. And when the God does not answer our prayers, what do? We lose trust. We say, come on, God, you can't answer that prayer. Similarly, these folks, these people around you, your colleagues, think you're God, you're the leader, and they expect you to deliver. You're just 15 days into the organization. What can you deliver? Enter a concept very familiar, very popular in all corporates, a concept called gossip.